Craig Handley, thanks for doing this for me. For everybody listening, Craig already did this, but I completely screwed up the recording, so he's on again. So first of all, I appreciate you doing this the second time. I know it's...
That's all right. You know, the advantage of this is there's no surprise questions.
I'll make up a new one. So real quick, on a macro level, what are you going to be covering in your workshop up on the mountain?
We're going to be talking about how to maximize the US Hispanic market in a way that doesn't have to be totally disruptive to your current business. I think a lot of people have looked at it and thought about it, but I don't think a lot of people have pulled the trigger because it kind of seems like there might be a lot to do. And I'm going to talk about, on a macro level, how easy it can be to pull the trigger and actually have success in the Spanish market.
Yeah, one thing you and I have talked about, we're not talking necessarily about Spanish speakers. Do you mind going a little bit more into that?
Well, we're talking about the fact that the U.S. Hispanic market is bigger than the country of Canada, and a lot of people have no idea how to target that market. And there's different acculturation levels of Hispanics, and a lot of Hispanics, matter of fact, the majority do speak English. And so it's just really what we've learned over 9 years of building a $20 million company that's done over $500 million in product sales over the last 5 years or so, and kind of sharing those things with the guys that are with us, guys and girls.
Guys and girls. So in short, the market, even the non-people who do speak English, is bigger than the country of Canada in the U.S. And so I'll get to this later about more specifics.
I'm trying not to give it all away.
You got so much.
I want some cliffhangers.
You got so much information. So real quick, I mean, you already kind of said it, and it's in your bio, but just real quick story on why you're qualified to be teaching this.
The funny thing is, I'm not qualified because I speak Spanish, because I don't.
I love it.
That's probably one of the funniest things. But I'm qualified because we started out deciding that we were going to target a market, the U.S. Hispanic market, that nobody was targeting. And we failed miserably more than anybody else in this space, which makes us the smartest, I think. I don't know anybody who's failed as much as we have. And despite our failures, we've certainly had plenty of successes in learning who our customers are and how to best target those customers and how to best achieve, results with that market as well. Got it.
So, the question. So what's one or two things somebody can do right now? Let's say they're a nice-sized company doing some stuff online. What are some things right now they can make some changes even before your talk?
So one of the things we're going to talk about is how it's funny because Hispanics prefer to communicate in Spanish. However, what's not true about that statement is that Hispanics prefer to read content online in English.
No shit. Okay.
And the reason for that is in the past, people would only use Google Translate to translate websites, so they've been really conditioned that most of the information they get on a Spanish website that's in Spanish isn't accurate. So the best information they find is on English-speaking websites. So given a choice, they'll review content in English. However, they're looking for companies that are sensitive to their own values, which, focus heavily around religion, family. Music is another cultural thing. I mean, they're really looking for companies that are sensitive to their culture. And so what we've found is that if somebody were to just buy keywords in Spanish, driving it to an English webpage, and allow Hispanics to find them, then they would create sales. So that's something simple. Just find out what the phrases are for your, grab your keywords, send it to a company that will look at the translation of what those key phrases are, and just buy some of those keywords and find out how inexpensive that traffic is.
Right, and then learn from you how to talk with the right cultural sense, because that's where the nuance is.
We're going to talk about enculturating versus translating. We're going to talk about the acculturation levels that Hispanics have. We're going to talk about it's not a demographic thing with the Spanish market; it's a psychographic thing. So we're going to help you identify where the psychographics are and how to identify Hispanics based on the psychographics. There's different tools online. An example would be on Facebook. You can select a target audience based on their acculturation level. So if you want someone who's Hispanic but only speaks English, that's one acculturation level, which you're probably already targeting them to some degree. But if you want a Hispanic who's really knows both languages and is sensitive to their cultural values but speaks more English than Spanish, say 70-30, you could target those people. 50-50, you could target those people.
Nice.
70-30, where they speak the majority of Spanish but understand English, you could target them. And those are really your audience for what we're talking about. The people that are only Spanish, which are really more the elderly, that really, those are the ones that historically you hear, oh, they don't have a form of payment or they don't have credit cards. Yeah, those 60-year-old Hispanics are not maybe your target audience, but the ones that have all the buying power now, I mean, those are the people you want to learn how to target, and it's pretty simple.
So back to buying power, my understanding is that it's going up. Like, it's real buying power we're talking about.
Yeah, they got some cash. We're having tremendous success. So
yeah, I remember meeting you when you started, like a long time ago, and every year I meet you, it's bigger and bigger. So yeah, I'm excited about this. So, almost last question: if there's some books or a movie they could watch before your workshop that would kind of accelerate that workshop so the conversation's better, what are some books they could read or a movie?
So, Latino Link is a good one by Joe Kuchera.
Okay.
It's called Building Brands Online with Hispanic Communities and Content. Latino Boom, and there's a couple of editions, so grab the latest edition. It's called Latino Boom.
Got it.
But that's by, can't even pronounce it, Chiqui Cartagena.
Chiqui Cartagena.
Cartagena. And then another book might be Hispanic Marketing, Connecting with a New Latino Consumer, which is by Felipe Corzeni, he's a professor at one of the universities down in Florida. I forget which one, but good. He actually speaks all over the globe on Hispanic marketing.
Awesome. So they're talking about it, you're doing it. So yeah, so if they get up to speed, we'll have a better one. Last thing. So we all want help. I need help. Even though you're doing amazingly well, you need help. And not just like, hey, I'm going to make a buddy. If there's one thing in your marketing and your business you need help with, because it's going to be a lot of talent on the mountain, because people want to help, what would it be? What could somebody help you up in a conversation with your business?
Well, one of the things we've discovered as a company, and we're going through a rebranding of really changing the company name, and we started taking a lot of customer service calls in Spanish, and we're really good at it. So a lot of our clients said, hey, could you give us 8 seats in English? Could you give us 8 more seats? So we're doing a lot more in English. One of the real strategy things that I lose sleep over is the majority of our business today is business that comes from TV. And as we all can see, TV is really a medium that people are taking in different ways. Some people watch Hulu now. Some people watch Netflix. Some people are still watching TV. But really the way an infomercial works, is changing. And so one of the things we recognize as a company that has experienced some sort of growth year over year is that if we don't find different markets to generate call flow and call volume, that we may not see a growth. So we're looking for where are the areas that we can teach internet marketers, people who market all online, how can we share resources with online marketers and generate a call center service that really connects? We've done a lot of different things, tested a lot of things, and we're seeing, like with merchant accounts, becoming more particular around the trial offer, that really the customer service approach might be one of the best ways to connect. But I guess one of the things that we're kind of brainstorming on is, where does somebody see a call center 5 years from now?
Got it.
And maybe I'm the one who sees the answer better than anybody. Somebody out there has got some great ideas as to how they'd love to integrate offline marketing with their online campaigns.
Actually, we could probably have a little discussion on that. That's kind of the theme of the mountain, is we're talking innovation. So let's talk about that. I think a lot of people would like to figure out how to get those leads, and then and we'll figure it out. So
one of the I know we still have a few minutes because I know we went faster this time, but one of the guys that I do some work with actually built a campaign, and it's a trial offer campaign, but the whole premise of the trial offer is designed to get people to call to complain. So they're billed like $90 in 15 days and 90 more 15 days later, and 100% of the people call. But what we've done at the call center level is we've set up 20 or 30 different save tools, so when they call, we just walk them through a sales process, find out what their needs are, present the feature, function, and primary benefits of the product, and then find out what they want to pay for it. Well, what do you think? It's okay, great. How about we do that? And we're saving, we're saving 40% of the people that are calling in. Now, maybe that's not the way you want to run your business. It's a little bit disingenuous, but
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's one way that you're being really creative. And lo and behold, I mean, there's 200 agents taking those types of phone calls. That's how much media is being bought. So that's out of the box thinking for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that that'll last for long if the
it won't.
you know, somebody kind of digs their teeth into that. But and I don't know that I necessarily want to be that call center doing that, but I think there's a lot of outside the box thinking that could generate a lot more revenue if people just kind of put their brain to it.
I agree. There's a million ideas. That one requires merchant account magic. But yeah, we don't want that. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, if we can drive people to more phone and have it ethically done, and there's people on the phone who understand the culture, there's probably a gold mine there if we can do it right.
Yeah, well, another customer's doing a $25 off coupon in their shopping cart for an upsell, saying, hey, call now and find out how you can get $25 off this order. And when they call, we review the order, make sure they're happy, understand how to use it, and then we pitch them upsells. Because upsells sometimes in a shopping cart don't convert as well, and we convert them at 40, 50%.
Wow. Okay, this is a lot of stuff. You actually have a bigger insight probably into the customer because you talk to them all the time, and that's kind of a big difference.
We're finding out what they like.
There we go. Well, man, I can't wait to see you in Utah. This is going to be fun. And yeah, anybody after listening to this, email me questions, and I'll get them to Craig so he's more and more prepared for the workshop.
Awesome.
All right, we'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Ciao.